Burnout is the price of greatness. If you scroll around the internet, you spend any time on social media, you're going to see quotes like this that really glamorize hustle culture and tell you to grind until you burn out, until you have brain fog, because you're doing it because of a future that you want to live. That's a lie. The reality is intentional entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurs that build the best businesses, that are the most scalable, that are most efficient, and give you as a founder and entrepreneur the personal freedom and the path to wealth that you really want and deserve, are built like an athlete builds his schedule. And that is, you have to sprint and you have to recover. When you hear this burnout is the price of greatness, it is teaching you that you should continue to grind and ignore the most important part of the strategy, which is to rest and recover. Professional athletes don't build muscles in the gym. They go to the gyms, they lift weights. Muscles are built when they recover. That's when the healing happens. And the same thing is true for world-class entrepreneurs. Of course you have to work hard. Of course you have to have moments of sprint and focus and deep work. And then you have to recover. And in that recovery is where the best strategies appear, where the real healing happens, and the best ideas tend to come to you. That is the life of an intentional entrepreneur, which is truly a professional. Just like going from amateur to professional in athletics, this is amateur to professional in entrepreneurship. For me personally, early in my career, I fell victim to the same thing. There was a badge of honor associated with the fact that I was literally standing in line, there was no line, standing at the coffee shop at 5:30 in the morning when the doors would open. And I would tell people all the time that I was working 80-hour weeks and I was pretty much fueled on caffeine. And that is a strategy until you burn out, until the brain fog kicks in, until you can't decide what you need to focus on because you've been in fight or flight, you've been so amped up that your body doesn't recover. And again, a professional athlete, that would be like trying to run a marathon every day or trying to play a Wimbledon final every day with no build-up, recovery, and getting ready. That's all part of the strategy. So here's what I want you to understand. If you want to be a professional entrepreneur, an intentional entrepreneur that lives a great life, treat your career and your business like a professional athlete. There are 4 things that you really need to understand and do. Number 1, again, design your week, design your month like an athlete. Build in times for flow, build in time for focus, build in time for sprints to get a ton of stuff done, and build in time for recovery of your body, of your mind, of your relationships, everything that matters. Number 2, use flow state to get in the focus mode and recover. So just like my friend Rian Doris always talks about in his books and on his sites, he is a true expert in flow state. You need to understand what you need to do to your nervous system, whether it's a cold plunge, a cold shower, meditation, headphones with the right music to get into flow state. So when you're working, you're deep, you're focused, and you're truly effective. Number 3, you have to let your mind rest. For a lot of us, that means getting away from the screen, away from the computer, away from social media, whether that means going out into the garage and painting something ugly, if it means journaling, if it means walking in nature with no headphones in, just literally taking in the sounds and the smells of nature. You have to let your mind rest. And then the 4th is you have to balance deep work with deep recovery. So when you have those particularly focused periods where you're sprinting and you really are going deep, in order to avoid burnout and to get to the next level, you have to have a deep recovery. That may be more than 2 hours, right? That may be 2 days. Take a long weekend, go somewhere with your significant other or your friends and truly unplug, because deep work needs deep recovery in order to continue. So those are 4 things that you need to do to be an intentional entrepreneur and go from amateur to professional. And so you need to be asking yourself, if you are grinding now, you are not building your business like an athlete. And that's what we do in our elite coaching. We help amateurs turn professional. And I designed something I call the Rhythm Design Plan that I want to share with you, just a really simple tool to help you understand how to build rhythm into your work week and change the way you build your business and your life.